Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about organic molecules, specifically proteins. So first of all, what are proteins? Proteins are complex molecules that have important structural and functional roles in cells. So let's talk about what they do. Proteins provide structural support in cells, specifically in the movement and shape of cells, and they catalyze chemical reactions. In this case, they would be called enzymes. So proteins are polymers. You might be asking, what are polymers? Polymers are complex molecules that are made up of simpler repeating units, and these units are called amino acids. So amino acids are the small chains that are repeated and that make up proteins. So here we have a general structure of an amino acid. They have some important components. First, there is a functional group right here, first of all, let's talk about the central carbon. So this carbon right here is a carbon atom. It's called the alpha carbon. And this alpha carbon is covalently bonded to four things. So first we have this group, it's a functional group, specifically the carboxyl group. And it's bonded right here to the NH2, which is also a functional group. This one is called an amino group. So this is the amino group, and it sounds similar because it's amino acids and this is an amino group. And it is bonded here to a hydrogen atom. So hydrogen atom, and the last but certainly not least, it's bonded to this R group. It's called an R group, and this is what makes the amino acids different from each other. There are 20 different amino acids that make up proteins in all organisms, and it's really important to note that there's only 20, yet the variation in the order that they link up to is what makes the proteins different from each other. And when there are different proteins, they make different organisms that are so diverse from each other. And all 20 of the amino acids have a different R group. So it's called R because something else would go in there and it's different. And this is just the general structure of amino acids. And when amino acids are combined, when they're linked to each other, they make long chains of polypeptide chains. That's what they're called. So to do this, we have each amino acid which is covalently bonded each amino acid which has covalent bonds. So as you can see, all of these bonds are covalent bonds, and they are linked together to make polypeptide chains through a peptide bond. So all the red bonds are covalent bonds, and these black ones, this one and this one, are the peptide bonds which link the different amino acids together. So we have R1, R2, and R3 to represent the different R groups that make the amino acids different from each other. So we can take this and call it the peptide bonds actually. And when this happens, there's a specific chemical reaction that takes place. It's called dehydration synthesis. Dehydration synthesis. This is very important, and we see this among many different organic molecules. And basically, this is the loss of a water molecule. When we link two different amino acids together, for example, with this amino acid and this amino acid, there is a loss of a hydrogen of a water molecule. So as you can see, this C is what is part of the carboxyl group. We're going to refer back to the general structure. So the C double bonded to the O here, and then it would be bonded to an OH. That makes up a carboxyl group. But as you can see, the C has a peptide bond to the nitrogen atom of the amine group of the second amino acid, of the amine group here. It's bonded to that. So what happens is we lose two H's and an O molecule. So here we lose both the H and the O, and the N it's NH2, and there's two hydrogen molecules. But when the dehydration synthesis happens, there's only one hydrogen molecule left, which means that we lost one. So when this is combined, we have lost one hydrogen molecule, one hydrogen atom, and both this hydrogen and this oxygen atom. And there would be a loss of a water molecule. This happens whenever there's a peptide bond. So it would happen here, and it would happen here. And when this continues, it would obviously happen as well. And this is the basics of proteins. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. In later episodes, we're going to be talking about the structure specifically of proteins. Thanks for watching.